Next up, it's a land full of fake players.
My boys in Dallas,
It is
Paul
FC
Ariola,
the
Jesus
last
Ferreira,
time.
Nikosi, and then nobody else.
A bunch of random players that they pull off the street, I swear. Dallas are sitting at 3-2-2, fourth place in the Western Conference. Top player for me, kind of an easy one. Granted, there's a couple good players, but I've gone for Jesus Ferreira. If not, just to piss off the Euro snobs. Uh,
Way.
4 goals this season in 609 minutes. He's continuing to play well for Dallas season after season at this point. Top goal scorer, I would imagine, will be top goal scorer by the end of the season as long as he's staying healthy.
Yeah, it's mine as well. You know, you're tucking goals away. You're playing very well. Um, it's just one of those things that people are going to have to understand that you can't just keep him out because he's not scoring goals in, you know, Europe. Because guess what? All the players that you're asking to bring in, they're not scoring goals in Europe either. When the last time Christian Pulisic scored a goal, right? When's the last time? I mean, Gio Reyna scored today. Who are the other ones? When's the last time Josh Sargent scored a goal? Right.
I I want to go on a quick tangent here because I was looking at this
We need
weekend.
to be careful with this because this can get very out of hand.
I
So I'm
know,
gonna
I
let
know,
you
I know,
go.
I know. But I was looking at it this weekend. Jesus Ferreira's USMNT record versus Josh Sargent, because we know the Euro snobs love Josh Sargent. They are obsessed with him. Josh Sargent, I think, had, let me pull this up so I have it correct. Find the national team really quick. Josh Sargent has 2 goals and 1 assist in about 900 minutes for the USMNT. For at least all the games that FBref has been able to pick up. Jesus Ferreira, I believe, and I'll check his too because I want to have it correct, has played like 200 less minutes than Sargent, and I think had 3 goals, 3 assists.
Really wants
Let me
to
find
share
the
her
national
thoughts on
team. I know, Grace. Tell
Tell
them
him,
off.
Grace. Tell the Euro snob what you know.
Yeah, Ferreira's got 3 goals, 3 assists in about 650 minutes. So I can't wrap my head around why they are so down against Jesus Ferreira, but they love Josh Sargent because he scores 10 goals in the championship.
It's silly. It's very silly, but it's because, and it's like the video that or the thread that I sent you. Like they just hate him because he plays here.
Mm-hmm.
If he had the same goal scoring record as Josh Sargent and another guy like Jordan Morris came in, they'd be screaming for Ferreira over Jordan Morris. It's just silly.
Yeah, Ferreira was playing for some Belgian team. They'd be clamoring for him to be in there.
Yep.
Anyway, we did good to not go too off track there.
Yeah. That's another episode. We'll do that again.
Yes, absolutely. Most impressive player for me, I've gone with Paxton Pomykal.
Okay.
I think he's had a good season so far. Hasn't gotten a lot in the goals and assists. He's just got, I think, 1 assist so far. But from what it looks like ratings wise, I mean, he's top. He's one of the top guys across both. I think he's fourth on both sites. So he's really been getting involved, even if he's not necessarily the guy that is like the last part of the attack, like scoring the goals, getting the assist. But it seems he's been a pretty important part of this team. I want to say, hold on one sec. I want to pull up the scouting report FBref had. Yeah, he's got a lot of like good percentiles for midfielders comparatively in the league so far. Like he's 88th percentile in XAG and 70th percentile shot creating actions. Like he's doing a lot without being big in the goals and assists box score.
He's got what we call, oh gosh, what's the word for it? The underlying stats, the underlying numbers tell us that he's doing well, which is true, right? And I think it's important to always note that because center mids never get the love, right? It's goals and assists for the attackers. It's tackles one for the defenders. And then you got those midfielders that do the dirty work that nobody loves. So like that. I'm going with Nkosi. Nkosi is somebody that I actually highlighted in an. I watched an FC Dallas had the early game one week, and I watched specifically, and his ability to hit the line breaking pass has been phenomenal. A lot of their attacks start when the ball's at his feet. He picks up his head and he hits a pass either over the top to stretch that back line or to play into the feet of Ferreira checking back or whoever. But he's really taken on a good role of being one of the key attackers in this team, and very impressed with his start to this year.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Of course.
Least impressive for me, I've gone with Emma Tumasi.
Okay.
Again, this is kind of a tough team to pick out someone as a truly least impressive player, but considering Tumasi was one of the lower ranked players on both sites, like 15th and lower on either one, and had over 350 minutes played, just kind of tells me that he's just not really doing much when he's out on the field, but he's getting the game time. I just think we could expect more from him. I don't think he's a game changing type player. I don't think he's one of the best fullbacks in the league when he's at his best, but I still think he's better than he's been playing.
Yeah, along the same lines, my least impressive player is Hader O'Brien. You know, one of those guys who had a really good start in Dallas, and I think was, if I remember correct, may not be correct, but I'm pretty sure relatively recently he was a top guy, like maybe 2021. Yeah, 9 goals, 3 assists for him in 2021, and he can't even get on the field in 2023. So, again, there are better players around him. That he's been knocked down a little bit, and that's what happens in football. But definitely underachieving, or yeah, underachieving for me in terms of what he could.
Yep. Cool. In terms of overachieving, underachieving, I had Dallas fourth. They are currently fourth. So just about right for me. I mean, I definitely see Dallas finishing around here at the end of the season. They're definitely a top Western Conference team, but not. I would say they're still probably a small step behind the top, like the Seattle LAFC.
Yep, I had him at neither as well. I had him at third. They're in fourth. They're right where they're supposed to be.
Cool. Question: is it hard for homegrowns to break through into the first team now? I'm looking at who's mainly been getting the minutes for Dallas this season, and it's not really, you don't see like Ricardo Pepe's getting minutes really with the first team anymore. Do you think it's tough for them to get through now?
I think they just ran. I think just ran out. They put so many up in such a short time. So, I mean, same thing with Red Bull to a degree, right? But um, I think that unlike Red Bull, they've kind of also prioritized success, right? So not only are they trying to work in homegrown players or drafted players, but they're also looking like, okay, how can we turn this into a team that will also win? Because at the end of the day, yeah, they're going to put their players through. They're going to get their next big star coming through, whatever. But this team needs to win. They understand that. So I think they found a balance, which when you do find that balance, it's always going to make it difficult for players to get in. Um, yeah, I just think that it's not so much like the homegrowns have dried out. I think they've just found a good balance and they're sticking to it.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one then. Chose it.